Let me tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dallas District 7 Councilman Member Adam Bazadua.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, more energy than that. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
To answer your question, is onion, celery, and green bell pepper. I'm honored to be here today to welcome you all to the city of Dallas for one of the best traditions that we prepare for every year during the State Fair of Texas, which is the State Fair Classic. And this year, celebrating 100-year anniversary, it is a huge milestone. This is absolutely one of the most anticipated and celebrated traditions during the State Fair, but also in our city. As a former DISD teacher, I can tell you that this tradition goes further and further into the community than those who are just at the game. This is anticipated by every generation of Dallasites every year. But I know that this is more than just a football game. It is a cultural institution. It's a cultural institution that showcases traditions, community spirit, and music by bringing together two of the nation's most historic HBCUs, Prairie View A&M University and Grambling State University. And of course, we can't forget the renowned halftime show. I think that the world-class marching bands bring more anticipation sometimes than the game itself for this State Fair Classic. The State Fair Classic is a major highlight of the fair's programming, adding energy, excitement, and of course, cultural significance to the entire 3-week event. I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Al Wash. Every member of his team, and their unwavering dedication and commitment to making this event what it is, because it continues to get bigger and bigger every year, and I can't wait to see what the 100th anniversary brings this year. For decades, Mr. Wash has worked tirelessly to promote, organize, and elevate the State Fair Classic into this premier event that we see here today. His vision and leadership ensures that each year the Classic is not only just a game, but an unforgettable experience, starting with right now at this press conference that I'm thrilled to be a part of. So I can't tell you how honored I am to get to welcome you all for the 100th anniversary to the city of Dallas and to sunny South Dallas at the Cotton Bowl here.
Walked all the way around. That's a good angle.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adam Bazadua. And he got the Holy Trinity right, just to let y'all know. I'll come over some gumbo. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to keep this moving right along, even though I know this man, after 24 days of State Fair, the only place he'd rather be is somewhere in the Virgin Islands with a couple of golf clubs in his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the State Fair of Texas President, Mr. Mitchell Gleaver.
Thank you very much. How about that energy? Howdy. Wow, first of all, I want to welcome both schools, and I want to say thank you for continuing to bring this game back here, this great tradition, back to the State Fair and to the Cotton Bowl each and every year. We look forward every year to hosting all of the fans that come from Grambling and Prairie View, far and wide, whether you're from Louisiana or Texas or from this DFW area. We're excited to have all the fans here. There's no greater or more unique atmosphere for a college football game than the Cotton Bowl and during the State Fair of Texas. So I hope that everybody will enjoy that experience this year. We have a ton to celebrate this year. Obviously, the 100-year anniversary of the State Fair Classic. We have 50 years of Al Wash at the helm. Al, I was 8 years old when we started doing this. I want to thank you, Al, for being such a great partner, you and your entire team. We really appreciate it. And then the other thing to be thankful for and really to celebrate are the major transformations that were made this past year on the Cotton Bowl Stadium itself. The fans, the schools are going to be blown away by what you see when you come to the game this year. It's really an incredible job that the folks did in designing and then constructing the new transformative changes that were made inside the Cotton Bowl. So as for the State Fair this year, you know, everybody enjoys the fair as part of their day and part of their experience when they come to this game. This is the 139th year of the State Fair of Texas, so we're only 39 years older than the State Fair Classic itself. Our team has worked extremely hard this past year to get ready for a great State Fair, and we think that we will be able to put a State Fair on that all the fans and all the folks that come to the game will really enjoy. We do have concerts on the main stage. Music is part of the show, as you mentioned. We have Fat Daddy on the Chevrolet main stage at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And then one of the biggest selling female groups of all time, TLC, will take the stage at 8:45 that evening. So, finally, thank you to all the sponsors involved in the game that were previously mentioned. It certainly wouldn't go off without all the sponsor support. And we're excited to host everybody here. We open on Friday. We're looking forward to another historic chapter of the State Fair Classic in Grambling and Prairie View. Again, thank you for being here. We're excited to host y'all. Be great.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cleaver. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to keep right on moving along. This young lady, I do believe, is instrumental in y'all getting some other type of football here next year in 2026. From the Dallas Sports Commission executive, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miss Monica Paul.
I can definitely tell you I've never been to a press conference with this much energy. So I think that says a lot about what we are in store for this week. It is an extreme honor to be here to celebrate 100 years of tradition. I was trying to go through my mind and then trying to think of what other types of sporting events do we have here that have 100 years of tradition? And I'm not sure that there are many. So I think everyone, State Fair of Texas, City of Dallas, obviously Mr. Al Wash and his 50 years of excellence in leadership, to continue this tradition. And it's very much more than just a game on a Saturday. It is the start today of this press conference, the other cultural events, and excitement that will be going on. Obviously, the marching bands. From a sports commission standpoint, we look forward to welcoming every year the fans from both Grambling and Prairie View A&M into the city to experience why we love Dallas so much. And with that, really looking forward to the next 100 years. So, Grambling, Prairie View, best of luck this week on the field, but just thank you all for everyone who have put effort into making this possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Monica Paul. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have an excellent lineup for you, but right now, it is time to get into the nitty-gritty of it all. And yes, I'm stalling as I look through my notes. Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to introduce the one and the only men who will be coaching the game, and it is a really big deal. Yes, I'm still stalling as I look for that paperwork. And ladies and gentlemen, I miss him, he's late on. But I got it on my phone, and that's even better. No worries, no worries, no worries, and absolutely no worries. Thank you very much.
Done. Sir.
Gotcha. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from Grambling State University, the coach, M-I-C, why? Because we see you tonight. K-E-Y, because we're looking for that W. I know it doesn't go with Y, but you know what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Mickey Joseph. Yeah, we got the mic now. Go right on in. You get to say something.
First of all, I thank you guys for coming out. I'm honored to be the head coach at the Grambling State University. I'm honored to be the coach in this 100-year anniversary. And congratulations to you, Wash. You're doing a good job. SWAC football is very competitive, very exciting. You know, we keep whooping up all the because sometimes when they look at a SWAT school, they see us as undisciplined and we just playing football. But we coach like everybody else. If you're gonna see it on display Saturday, we'll be playing Prairie View University. Here at Grambling, we expect to win. No matter what, they expect to win. That's just college football. We're one family, one legacy. Focus and finish. That's what we ask the boys. We come in here, we put on a clinic, not a show. We're gonna prepare like everybody else. I'm so excited to play against my good frat brother. I know he's gonna be competitive. I know he's gonna say some things to try to get under my skin, but we already know. Whatever he on, I'm on. So, look, we're excited to have you guys come out on Saturday and watch the young men play. Be positive when you're cheering for them, because they could easily be doing something else. They're in school, getting an education, giving us the entertainment that we enjoy. They work so hard. We ask them to do so much as a student athlete. So if you're gonna be negative, stay home, get your little around everybody else.
Now, since I went out of order, I'm going to keep out of order, but then get back in order. If you follow me, you good. Ladies and gentlemen, the next coach from Prairie View A&M University, Tremaine the Train Jackson. Boy, you might need to run somebody over, don't you? Come on now.
Just like Mickey said, first of all, thank you for being here. We're 9 months old at Prairie View A&M as a staff, so all this stuff is new to me, coming from where we come from. Wasn't a lot of media, wasn't a lot of cameras, it was just a lot of football. And so I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you to my AD for giving me an opportunity to be here. Give my hand up. Mr. Walsh, I appreciate you. I know you get a lot of thank yous, but I've never coached in this game. I've always heard about it. Obviously, I've never been able to attend because of football in some form or fashion. So we're really excited. I will tell you this, man, 41 miles outside of Houston on the hill since the institution that's ready to play a good brand of football. No more do we sit around and talk about a losing streak. No more do we sit around and talk about what your uncle's Prairie View A&M football team look like. It is a different field. It is a different environment. It's a different atmosphere amongst an atmosphere in college football that's already different. So how do you win while trying to teach people how to win? I've been really proud of our guys and our program in general for being able to take on those tasks. We sit here today 2-2. Obviously, we can all sit back and talk about things that we want to do different. But at Prairie View A&M, we look ahead and we look forward to this Saturday night. And I'm going to tell you, Mickey, I got a lot of respect for Mickey, Coach Joseph. I know Mickey. I got a lot of respect for him. This man was the interim head coach in Nebraska, which you don't see people that look like us getting that seat in that role. So I would certainly, I love to give people their flowers while they're here. This man's family is a football family like the Bowers, but they don't get to talk like everybody else. Got a lot of respect for their football and how they go about their business. Got a lot of respect for Grambling State. And I sit here as a coach that aspires to be like Coach Robinson. I don't know if I could coach that many games. When I do the research, we can't lose another one for the rest of my time. So it's certainly a lot of respect. And hey, Scott, got a lot of respect for your career and things of that nature. But now, however, Saturday night, we're gonna have an issue. Saturday night, we plan to come off this hill, and I know there's turkey legs and funnel cakes and all that stuff being given, but certainly there's gonna be some pads popping on that Cotton Bowl field. And so we look for 60 minutes to be able to compete at the highest level that you can compete. They want to win. We certainly want to win. They expect to win. We certainly expect to win. I think this just might be the best State Fair Classic it's ever been. Two Qs coaching against each other. The bros should be out. It should be a fantastic environment. But when we get off that bus, there's going to be an issue. And somebody's going to have to answer the issue. And so they came and got the trophy 2 weeks ago to do whatever they need to do with it. It is our sole aspiration to get back home with the trophy and the championship cup. And so that's the new way of Prairie View A&M football. No longer do we sit in the balance and be quiet. We fully expect to be successful from our president to our athletic department on down, man. We're a successful institution. And so I know a lot of people give Grambling State their flowers, and we always go second and things of that nature. That's fine. That's dangerous. But we did stop by to let you know that Prairie View A&M is not only the institution from 1876, but we're the institution of the future, and so is our football program. We look forward to seeing you Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
All right. I think I heard. Well, now I gotta go back to where I was supposed to go so we can get going to where we all need to be. Ladies and gentlemen, these two men would not be head coaches if it was not for their athletic directors. So let me give it up for their athletic directors, Grambling State University, my fellow cigar aficionado, Dr. Travion Scott. We're gonna have one later.
No, good afternoon, everybody. I certainly would be remiss starting out if I didn't acknowledge Al Wash for 50 years, 100 years rather, of excellence, and 50 years promoting this game. Of course, our elected officials, obviously our Cotton Bowl staff, our great, distinguished alumni of the greatest HBCU, the greatest institution in the land, Grambling State University. Listen, I hear Coach talking, and golf, of course, is one of my good friends. I almost have to pivot and talk about our guys. And when you hear Coach Joseph talk and you hear the passion in his voice, he's almost protective of them. Well, they're protective of him. By virtue of that, and obviously being one of the folks responsible for bringing Coach Joseph to Grambling, so am I. So when you come out that hill, let me back up. Fully acknowledging that there is not one word that I can say to affect the outcome of the game. All right, I do not coach, I do not play. I love my kids, I love all of our student athletes. I think, Coach, you laid it out when you talked about this changing landscape of college athletics and what it looks like. All right, you're 9 months on the field, but we got a lot in common as it relates to being able to continue Coach Robinson's legacy of building these men, but also understanding where we are in this new landscape that is college athletics. All right, when you look at a payroll and kids get paid more than what we do, right? It's not a problem, but you also have to balance the educational aspects of what it is to be a student athlete. All right, and so I wanted to make sure that I hinted on that. But more importantly, when Coach talked about walking off that field and what it's going to mean, all right? Again, understanding that I don't affect the outcome of the game, but when they come off that hill, they best be ready, like my grandmother would say, to turn around and go right back. All right? We are coming to play football. We're coming to play championship football. We're coming to play Grambling State University football. All right? My last point, I think you made a point, and again, everybody knows that AD Golf and I are besties. By the way, you're the only new book here, so good job, kind words. This is more than just two institutions coming off the hill, leaving rural North Louisiana. This is a culmination of excellence. I talked about the student athletes earlier, but I'm looking at a room full of alums, full of elected officials. By the way, I drove 3.5 hours this morning for those hamburgers. That's another story. But I want to make sure that we highlight the essence of what this game is. Black excellence. Right. Everything that this game embodies is that fact of black excellence. So while I have an appreciation for the banter, I love it. I'm the king of it, actually. I have to highlight what these teams are going to symbolize, what these bands are going to symbolize, what these royal courts are going to symbolize, what these presidents, these transformational leaders that lead both of these institutions similar. And so with that, I'll stop and say thank you for your time. We look forward to Saturday. We look forward, not just before the game, not just the halftime, but we look forward to bringing that trophy back to Exit 81. Thank you, everyone.
And ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly never least, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the Prairie View A&M University's athletic director, Anton Holy One Golf, baby.
He's gonna use that as a cigar bar. But first of all, I want to say good morning to everybody, and thank you for having us here. First, I want to say thank you to Big Al and his staff for what they do and what they've been doing. I want to say thank you to the City of Dallas, Sports Commission, the State Fair. This is an awesome opportunity and event, right? I feel privileged to have been a part of it the last couple of years and for however long I'm going to be the AD at Prairie View A&M. This game's been happening a long time before me. It's going to happen a long time after me. And just to be a small piece of this history is just a privilege to me as an athletic director and just as someone who's been in sports for 30 years. Great game. It's an opportunity for both these great institutions, right? You can see a lot of camaraderie up here, and so yeah, Saturday for those 60 minutes, we are going to try to come out on top. But what we do know is that the partnerships between these two institutions, between the four men sitting up here, is real, and it's about the love and respect that we have for each other, right? You know, the game means a lot for a lot of different reasons, right? It means a lot for the pride, right? The trophy, the belt, bragging rights for years, the jokes that can come along with that. For the SWAC, it's a highlight of the SWAC. For the SWAC West, it's a super important game, right? This is a divisional game, so whoever wins this game is going to have a leg up on each other for the foreseeable future with conference play. But it means a lot to our alums and to you know, the Dallas area, and it means a lot to us because we're in Texas, right? And we look at, hey, you know what? Cowboys coming from Louisiana, but we're in Texas. So that means something to us. There's a pride in that, a pride of being an institution in the state of Texas, and being able to come up here in Dallas, and although we're closer to Houston, we've got a great alumni in the Dallas area that comes out and supports us, and I know there's going to be a lot of support from Grambling. So being able to walk in that stadium and see 50, 60,000 people cheering on both institutions, both great programs, makes me feel good as being an athletic director. What I can say is that, you know, we're going to come in there, we're going to be prepared, we're going to play the best that we can. I know my coach is prepared, I know our student athletes are prepared, right? And if you came to the game last year, now I've been doing this for 30 years, right? Last year, that 5 overtime game, one of the most exciting games I've ever been to, right? That I've ever been a part of, that I've ever watched, right? And I've watched a lot of football in my time, whether I was involved with it as an administrator or whether I was just watching on TV. And that's the type of passion, the fierceness that you're gonna see on Saturday, right? And may the best man win when we walk up out of here. So once again, thank you for having us. Make sure you come out to the game and support both institutions. Thank you.
I do believe we have set ourselves a game for next Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of other things going on, and I'm going to remove it real quick because we got to get to dinner hamburgers. I heard about too. So, coming on Friday night, be sure to check out Radio 1's Golf Tournament at Cedar Crest Golf Course, 7 p.m. Prairie View A&M University Alumni Dallas Chapter 28 Annual Scholarship Gala and silent auction at the Hilton Anatolia Hotel. I think I said that right. Welcome, Star!